Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're giving you our Week 16 fantasy football waiver wire pickups. That's right, it is championship week. We're here to help you make all the right decisions on who you should target this week on the waivers and who you need to avoid. Let's start this fantasy football podcast right meow.
Championship. Hello and welcome to the Fantasy Football Upside. I am Justin. That is Kyle. Thanks for dropping by our Fantasy Football podcast and YouTube channel. We appreciate it. What a season it's been, Kyle.
Oh, yeah.
We're already here. We're week 16.
Championship week, man. Woo! Yeah.
We are going to cover week 17, just FYI.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in case you have one of those
weird leads. Yeah. But, I mean, here's the thing. If you've been listening to us, you've made it this far.
Yeah.
The final game. And now we are going to help you win that championship. And with that, today we are giving you our top waiver wire ads for week 16. Kyle, what you got before we get right into it, sir?
All right. Go ahead and click that subscribe button as well as the bell. That way you are notified every time we upload the podcast. We're going to help you guys make the final tweaks to your lineup, your championship lineup. You're about to get there, guys. So make sure that you go ahead and ask any questions that you've got down below. We're always asking. And we're here to help. We're here to get you guys that championship. Hopefully we can do that for you. I think I'm borderline on one. I'm in on another. And then our expert league, it's down to the wire here while we're recording.
There's just a few minutes left of the Monday Night Football game.
Yeah,
so we're gonna be
it all comes down to Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool in two different leagues for me. And it's like, I need Deontay to not do well in one and to do okay in the other, or better than Chase Claypool in the other.
I mean, we're not asking for much here, folks.
No, not at all. Yeah.
No.
All right. So let's dive in headfirst in the shallow end in these top waiver wire pickups for week 16. Justin, what do you have for running back?
All right, here we go. We're going deep down into the well here. I'm going to say Dare Ogunbowale.
Yeah.
And hopefully I got that right.
It is.
Thank you. Less than 1% rostered. He plays for the Jacksonville Jags, everybody, if you didn't know that. Well, here's the reason why I think he could be a good pickup.
He used to play for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, you're jumping on something I was about to say, so I appreciate that. Oh, snap.
My bad.
I'm messing with you. James Robinson suffered an ankle injury at the end of the Week 15 game, and he did not return. Now, let's just keep an eye on it because he did not return, and it was a blowout game. So maybe that's why they're precautionary. But keep an eye on the news coming out of good old Duval County on Robinson, as if you were to miss time with the potential of a high ankle sprain, I think Dare could be the guy that replacing Mr. Robinson. And Dare has shown the ability to catch the ball in the backfield from his days with Tampa Bay. Last year, he had 35 catches on 46 targets. So, I mean, the Jags play the Bears here in Week 16, so it's a bit of a wild card, but they did get beat up a little bit when it comes to the running backs against Dalvin Cook. But if you need a guy that could be in line for a decent workload with some PPR upside, I think Dare is a pretty good waiver wire pickup for you, and he's going to probably fly underneath the radar.
Yeah.
Who do you have as your running back, sir?
I have Salvon Ahmed. He's 34% rostered. We've talked about this guy before. We told everybody at him before. This is a somewhat speculative ad, though. If you already have him, though, that you're okay. But you're looking at Myles Gaskin is your question mark here, because he could be coming off the COVID list this week and ready to play. I don't know. I mean, I think he was a positive test, right? So there's the possibility that he was affected by it.
Correct.
So you'll have to see what the practice situation is. Even if he just comes off the list, he may still not be ready to go. So keep an eye on that. In other news, Salvon Ahmed was the first running back in Miami to go over, for Miami. I doubt it was the first one in Miami, but the first one for Miami to go over 100 yards rushing in a single game in the last 2 years. So there's that. I know Myles Gaskin's this fantasy darling to some extent, but we double checked. He only had a 91-yard game this season. That was his biggest rushing total for the season. I would imagine that he had some passing yards, and that's what makes him look a little bit better.
Multiple touchdowns.
Yeah. So Ahmed went 23 carries for 122 yards and 1 touchdown. That's pretty good. They're going to go up against Las Vegas, which is giving up the 4th most fantasy points to running back this year. They're allowing 135 yards rushing per game and just under 2 touchdowns rushing. So if Gaskin is out, then Ahmed is a plug-and-play running back 2 with RB1 upside, and he could be a league winner if you're in the championship game and you decide to roll the dice. If he's a full go, if he's got the keys to the backfield there, guys, he could be a league winner. Yeah,
throwing that dice. I feel like he's throwing the dice a little too much, but hey, that's all he's got.
That's all he's got. It's the only thing he's got. Yeah, it's like they say in the law: if you've got the law, you pound the law. If you've got the facts, you pound the facts. If you've got neither, you just pound the table. All right. So, what do you have at wide receiver?
At wide receiver, I have Russell Gage, who is 24% rostered. We've been pounding the table. You see what I did there?
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
We've been pounding facts. Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry. We've been pounding the facts. The pickup facts right here. Last week, 10 targets, 5 catches, 68 yards, and a touchdown. 3 straight weeks with the touchdown, Kyle. You
don't have to sell me. He's carrying me in another league, man. I think he's carrying my flex spot.
And well, here's the thing: is one of those touchdowns was a passing touchdown in week 13, I think, to Calvin Ridley. So hey, here's hoping for another one. Who knows?
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is there's no guarantee that Julio Jones plays again this year.
Yeah.
There's really no reason, Kyle, for him to play again this year. I mean, they're in rebuild mode. The guy's been hurt with a hamstring injury all season long. And Russell Gage has finally come on. Like, we were really liking Russell Gage going into the season, and he's been kind of roller coaster until these last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Gage has finished these last 3 weeks. Wide receiver, 28, 11, and 14 going into the Monday Night Football game. Yeah. That's not too bad for someone you can still pick up that's only 24% rostered.
That's ridiculous that he's only 24%. I can't
really
believe
is.
that. Yeah.
We need more people to hit subscribe and follow us, because then it would not be 24% rostered.
No, he would not. Definitely not.
No.
I guess that makes it our fault that he's rostered so low. It has nothing to do with people just not paying attention to the fact that Julio's been out for a while. All right, so I'm going to go with Rashard Higgins, 25% rostered. I have said this man's name multiple times. And look, the question, will there be wind? If not, then he's a locked and loaded high-end wide receiver 2, and you could just plug and play. In games without OBJ or the wind, Higgins has finished as wide receiver 11 and wide receiver 13 in standard scoring.
Now, we are saying, everybody, we cannot control the wind, okay?
No, but we can pretty much guess whether or not OBJ is going to be on the field again this season.
That's true.
Yeah. But look, he's been a target hog in those games. He got 10 targets, 6 catches in each of them. And one of those games was against the vaunted Baltimore defense, and he finished as wide receiver 13 that week, guys. He's only broken 100 yards once this season. This could be the second time, in my opinion. Why? Because they're playing against a team that is known as the worst. Yeah, affectionately. Although now they're not. Right? Because
what are they doing?
That's how bad they are. Is they won. They can't even tank correctly. Right? So look, the Jets allow the 9th most fantasy points to the wide receiver position this year. So you've got that going for you with him. So just roll with Rashard Higgins. If you've got a guy, like if your wide receiver 3 that you keep rolling with is in and out of wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5, and Rashard Higgins is sitting in your league's waiver wire, 75% of them he is, go pick this dude up, or go pick up Russell Gage. This is a great week to have Rashard Higgins just pop off. I'm sorry, man. He's back in wide receiver 1, high end wide receiver 2 out of the last 3 weeks.
Dang.
And the only one that he wasn't, it was windy.
Yeah. 25% rostered, folks.
Yep. All right. What do you got at tight end?
All right. I'm doubling down here. We're getting a little thin out there on tight end, but Cole Kmet, come on down, 12% rostered. This is who I said last week, and talk about a disappointing week 15 as he caught both of his targets for a whopping 14 yards. But this was coming off of back-to-back 7-target games for Cole Kmet. So, and, if you're needing a bounce back, if there's any team out there that is coming to town or they're going there, it's the Jacksonville Jags.
Who are against the tight end? They are the worst. They are.
And they're sucking for Trevor. So you have that right there.
They're tanking for Trev.
Oh, sorry. I like sucking for Trev. That sounds a little. Ooh. Moving on. Well, once again, it is very much slim pickings for the tight end in the waiver wire. I think this is going to be a bounce back game. There should be a lot available, and available for Cole Kmet. And your boy Mitchell Trubisky, man,
Yeah.
playing a
He's
little
getting
better.
it done. He's not my boy.
Is.
He's not my boy.
I just wanted to say that
he's my man. No, no. You know what? I'm not a big fan, but he is getting it done in this super flex league for me. I mean, talk about a waiver wire grab if there ever was one.
Right?
Somebody dumped him just out of pure hate. I think they hate.
Well, and play
that too. That and getting replaced by Nick Foles. Yeah.
Big Richard Foles, thank you very much.
There you go. All right. So I am going with Austin Hooper. He's 48% rostered. He's coming off of a 6-target game, going 5 catches, 41 yards, and 1 touchdown, which makes you like tight end 2 or 3 in this league right now.
Pretty much.
I mean, in weeks that Travis Kelce and Darren Waller don't, blow up, that's the case, which is not ever happening. So this is all about opportunity. And again, who are we talking about? Talking about the Jets. That's right. They actually, after this last week, are now leading the league in most fantasy points to the tight end. It's not the Jets or the Jags anymore. The Jags are actually number 2 now in that respect.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Jumped the gun a little bit, didn't we?
Yeah. The Jets gave up more points to tight end. They leapfrogged the Jags. They were focused on getting that number 1. They hadn't collected all of the Infinity Stones, and they needed the tight end Infinity, the sucky against tight end Infinity. Yeah, the total suckitude Infinity Stone against the tight end. And so they acquired that Infinity Stone, but at the same time, they lost the gauntlet. Just straight up lost it. Like they misplaced it, lost it. Just like chasing the dragon, right? Yeah. So look,
spiders.
Back to Austin Hooper and why Austin Hooper is valuable here. If he gets another 6-target game and maintains his efficiency, which he's usually pretty good about, right? Coming out of Atlanta, he was catching like 80+% of his passes. Then you should see a tight end 1 day out of him, actually. And that's pretty darn good coming off the waiver wire into your lineup in a championship week to be able to potentially get a tight end 1 to slot in a situation where the league has just struggled across the board to produce tight end 1, valuable tight end 1 situations. So
you got to check your waiver wire, guys, because Austin Hooper could be available because of the appendicitis that he had. Then there was the COVID list, so this guy could be available out there. Definitely pick him up.
All right, let's go back to QB. What do you got?
QB Jalen Hurts, come on down, 39% rostered. Here is your potential league winner if he is somehow still available in the leads out there, and based on 39%, that's gonna be quite a few. But how much do you think it's going to cost for your fab budget?
I know.
If you have to ask, big man, you can't afford it.
And that's accurate. If you have any left, you're going to put all of it down right now. So last week, 24 for 44, 338 yards passing with 3 passing touchdowns. He also chipped in a nice little 11 carries, 63 yards, and a rushing touchdown. So it may not be the prettiest way that he's getting some of this done when it comes to the passing, but this is fantasy football, folks. I mean, weird. You look for a guy with this kind of rushing floor at the QB position because it's extremely valuable. We've seen this in the past be very valuable in fantasy football. So, and let's talk about a juicy matchup, Kyle.
Yep.
Dallas, come on down. Giving up the 9th most points to opposing quarterback. So, I mean, this is a very good matchup. It is one of those things where, there are quite a few holes in Jalen Hurts games, but I don't know if Dallas is going to be smart enough to try to take care of some of those. So
definitely not.
Probably not.
Definitely not. But what I've seen described about him, and I would say that this is probably fairly accurate, is that he's a slightly better passer at the same point in his career than Lamar Jackson was, and a slightly worse runner than Lamar Jackson was. And I would say that's a pretty accurate description of him. But Lamar got better as a passer as time has gone on, and you got to see that out of Jalen Hurts. You just got to see him get better. He's still not there. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Who do you have as your quarterback waiver wire pickup?
Hey, where are we going? Mitchell Trubisky, 12% rostered. Mitch Trubisky. He's going to go.
I blacked out there. What happened?
Yeah, I blacked. He's going to be facing a defense that allows he's going from facing a defense that allows the 20th most fantasy points to the QB position to the team that allows the second most fantasy points to the position. And that's Jacksonville. Why? Because the Jets already collected that Infinity Stone, guys. He's been solidly averaging around 245 yards and 2 touchdowns a game over the last, I think it's 4 or 5 games now. It's every game since the bye. His last one was like 202 yards and like 1 touchdown. He's alternating back and forth. It goes 3 touchdowns, 1 touchdown, 3, 1. So he's in for 3. He's in for 3 here. It is Jacksonville. It should be up for 3.
Should we write that down?
Yeah, we should.
Write that down.
And so here, let's talk about Jacksonville's defense and how very similar they are to the Jets. Jacksonville is allowing 275 yards roughly passing each game and 2 touchdowns a game. Boom, there you go. They've given up actually, I think, 28 touchdowns on the season. They're just under 70% completion allowed and 8 yards per attempt passing. So that's a pretty historically bad defense there, guys. And so if Nagy plans this correctly, Trubisky could actually surprise a lot of people in a Superflex and 2 QB league championship. And I'm hoping so. Yeah, that's what I've got going. So yeah,
goodness.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for our waiver wires. Hopefully that helps you out. If you have any questions about any waiver wire pickups that you're considering or drops that you think that you might be making or need to make, then let us know. Hit those questions down below. We're always asking. And we're here to give it, guys. So we'll throw the waiver wire episode from last week onto the screen, I think right here or something. And yeah, somewhere around here. So we'll hopefully hear from you with those championship rosters pretty soon, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We'll talk to you later. Bye.
See you.